Hello, this is me Waqas once again with you. Today, I would love to share with you a story and I would love to have your feedback on this story and tell me whether what I understand from it is right or it's different in your understanding. Once there were two tourists. They traveled towards a very far away area of the country and they stayed a couple of days in a village which was on top of the mountain. After a few days, they decided to move out of this village to move towards another village which is down deep in the valley. So first tourist, he moved first. He was moving from top of the mountain down towards the valley, and in between he found a farmer working in the field. He stopped by him and he asked him a question. How is that village deep in the valley? The farmer looked back at the tourist one and asked him a question. From where are you coming? He said, I'm coming from the village which is on top of the mountain and going towards the village down in the valley. The farmer asked him the second question. How was that village on the top of the mountain? The tourist said, well, it was one of the worst experience I ever had. The people did not know my language. It was a difficult time to communicate with them. The standard of living is extremely bad. The conditions of living is extremely bad. I was living in a small hut where there was not even a bed to sleep. I was sleeping on the floor. The weather was extreme cold. There was no proper warm clothes or blankets to wear when I feel cold. The food was extremely bad, without any taste, and I really had a very tough time. The farmer replied back to him, well, you will find the village down in the valley the same way you had found on the top of the mountain. The tourist felt bad, but had no choice other than keep moving towards village down in the valley. After some time, the second tourist came and stopped by the same farmer and asked him the same question, how is that village deep in the valley? The farmer asked him the same questions. The second tourist replied back, well, I had a great time. The people did not know my language. I learned a new way of communication with signals, and it is something which is unforgettable. The living conditions is totally different than the place from where I am coming. I got an experience of sleeping on the floor, bearing cold weather without having enough warm clothes. The food was delicious. I never had that food back home. It is something new taste I tasted. The farmer replied back, well, the village down in the valley will be the same as you found the village up on the mountain. This tourist moved away. What this story tells us? This story tells us that there is only 10% of the things happens because of life in our time. And 90% of the things happens the way we react, the way we understand, the way we think, the way we expect. This tells us that optimism plays a greater role in our life. We have been hearing this from our parents when we were kids, from our teachers when we were in school and college and university, from our working colleagues or the top management of the organization wherever we work. We always hear one statement very frequently: be positive, think positive, act positive. Everybody focuses on the word positive. Nobody tells us be optimistic, think with optimism. Because we believe optimism is about someone who is daydreaming, someone who dreamed during the daytime. I'm sorry. With all my due respect, with all the people who believe on this particular point, optimism is one which keeps us moving. Positivity is something which makes us to take steps. I'll give you two examples. When we pray to Allah and we ask His blessings, we ask for His forgiveness. We don't ask this with positivity. We ask this with optimism. We have a firm belief that it's only Allah who is going to give us His blessings, or He is the only one who is going to forgive us. Another example: we are moving and we are crossing a tunnel, and the tunnel is dark. We have a positive approach that I can drive in this dark tunnel. My car will be able to drive out of the tunnel. Optimism is that this tunnel will have an end with a bright road. This is not positivity. This is optimism. This means if I don't have the optimism that Allah will forgive me, if I don't have the optimism Allah will give me the blessings, if I don't have the optimism that there is an end of the tunnel, my positivity will not drive me out of the tunnel. If I don't have an optimism that there is an end of the tunnel, what I will do with the positiveness that I will drive? I don't have optimism. So optimism is essential for us to drive our life with positivity. Positivity alone is nothing. Optimism alone is nothing. Both has to go hand in hand. We have to be optimistic. We have to be positive. If we are only positive or if we are only optimistic, we will not get what we want to achieve. Please, always, and always, when you tell to the people, you want to guide them, you want to motivate them, you want to inspire them, motivate them, inspire them, guide them with optimism and positive thinking. tell them that this two has to go hand in hand. I hope I am telling you something which is going to help you, but do let me know about your views on this story. We'll be waiting for your feedback. Until next time, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.